Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you can hear me. Hey, everyone. Thank you for stopping in. I truly appreciate you all. Thank you, Bestie. Thank you for helping me. I appreciate you, SBK, and the big. I knocked myself out. I don't know how. Am I back? Am I back? I don't know what I did, y'all. See, that's why SBK has to help me on this StreamYard stuff. I hope you all can hear me. Okay, thank you, Chip. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Lisa J. Stocks, thank you for hitting the like. I appreciate you, dear. Kevin Corpening, thank you so much. I appreciate you stopping in. Chip, again, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Scorpio Mama, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you being here, dear. I really do. Thank you for being here, Gorilla. Thank you. Thank you so much. I've been listening to your music. It's really good. I really have. I've been listening to your music. Thank you so much. He has a new song. Cover video has been released. Please support us. If you go, you can find it on his channel. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chip. I appreciate you too. Thank you for stopping in. All right. Ms. Wanda, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know what happened. I like knocked myself out, everything. That was crazy. I wonder what happened. So I don't repeat it. But no, Thank you all for being here. This is Transparent Talks Live episode 13, y'all. 13. I've been doing this for 13 weeks. Last week I took a break. So this is my official 13th week that I've been doing Transparent Talks. Okay. And it's just where I share a little bit about my journey, a little bit about myself, and just kind of share a little bit with you all. And just so I can try to share and help you guys along the way if I'm able to, if you can resonate with anything that I share. And that's why I've been doing these for the last 13 weeks. Tonight I called it How to Rebuild Confidence After Losing Yourself. That's what I'm talking about tonight. Rebuilding from within is basically my theme. Rebuilding from within with faith, obedience, and healing. Okay? And that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. I hope everyone just takes a deep breath and just kind of follow me and see if I can make some sense into this. I always feel like, am I making any sense? I don't know. I always feel that way. I'm just so thankful, though. I'm thankful you are all here. It's the Thursday evening, and I really want to talk more about tonight about a foundation, the foundation of what I've been doing for my journey. I always start with a word that's my foundation purposely, for how I start my lives, and nothing that I've done, I want to make clear, nothing that I've ever done has been on my own strength or my own. I couldn't have done it without keeping my foundation strong and building my foundation as I've gone. It's not my weight loss. My foundation is nothing that I've done. I've not done it by myself. I haven't done my weight loss, my healing, my growth. It has never been on my own strength. It's always been by the grace and guidance that I have found spiritually. So tonight I want to talk about something that many of us face after change or throughout change, is how to rebuild confidence after losing yourself. Because sometimes, if you think about it, even after we've made progress, or found healing or found whatever goals that we set out to do during our journey, we realize that we still need to rediscover who we are. And that's where I've found myself. And I want to share this because I know many people are still going through journeys, as I am, through journey in life. And I want to share it because I want to realize, even if you accomplish one thing, it doesn't mean that's the end of that goal or that journey. Because what I've always now tried to make myself realize is this is a life. This is your life, your journey, or your goal, or that 10 pounds you want to lose, right? It's all, we should see it as a lifestyle. We should make it into something that's sustainable long term. So with that, let's get into it, and I'll be right back. So I hope you saw Welcome back, everyone. And I hope you noticed the reason I share my intro. I share it because it is something that is, it's really shows the journey that I've been on. I've been on this journey for over 20 years now. Okay. And even after that journey, or even after being to a point where most would think that I'm at the end of the journey, it's never over. And it's because I have lived my journey realizing that it's something that I want to sustain. I want to continue. I don't want to go back to that person that I used to be. I hope that makes sense. So, like I mentioned tonight, I'm talking about how to rebuild confidence after losing yourself. Hey, Cinna, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, dear. And I said what I said. Thank you for being here, dear. I appreciate you. I really do. And as I mentioned, I always start with the word because that's what I have based my foundation on. And so the word for today, the foundation verse that I chose for today, is found in Philippians 1:6, and this is the King James version. Being confident of this very thing. I think it's pinned at the top. My bestie pinned it. Being confident of this very thing, that he which hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. With this verse, that's Philippians 1:6 again. I'm going to read it one more time. Sorry. I'm going to read it one more time. Being confident of this very thing, that he which hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. With this verse, it reminds me that confidence doesn't come from perfection. It's not about being perfect. It comes from trusting God's promise. Paul wrote this letter to believers in Philippi, where he was imprisoned. He was imprisoned at the time, and encouraging them to stay strong in their faith. Even from a place of hardship, when he was in prison, Paul spoke confidence to others, not in himself, but in what God was doing through him. That hit me really deeply when I was studying this, because I've been in seasons where I felt unsure. I felt like where I wondered, like, how can I help other people if I'm going through? And so that's what I'm trying to, with these transparent talks, please never believe that I'm like on top of the world, or I'm doing all better, or I've hit my goals, or but through what I'm going through and through what I'm learning, I want to try to help others. And that's what I'm here trying to do. Where I wondered what God was doing throughout the whole time. Like, I've always felt like unsure, and I feel like, what is God doing through me, right? But I know he speaks to me and he wants me to share. And so this verse, it reminds me, if God started something good in me, he's not finished yet, and he's still performing his work. So with that, I want to begin where I'm talking. When I began my transformation, I want to go back to that. I thought that the hardest part would be losing the weight. That's what I thought. That it was going to be losing the weight was going to be the hardest part. But what I really honestly have discovered through it all is that the true transformation was internal. I've really talked about that a lot. I've talked about, I had to go back to where my root cause, right? I've talked about that before. I had to go back and figure out, like, why did I get to this place, right? Why did I get here? It wasn't about just shrinking my body or that's not, it was about expanding my faith. It was about understanding, like, what is God trying to do? Why did I get here in the first place? Because I have to dig deep. I had to continue to dig deep today, even today. It wasn't about like changing my size per se. A lot of us were going through different things in life, and some of us have never even been big. So you couldn't even relate to that part. but you can relate to being in a place in your life, hopefully, you can relate to being in a place in your life where you dig deep and figure out, why did I get here? Why did I allow this person in my life? Why did I allow this person to throw me off of the road that I was on, right? Of the uphill journey that I was on. Sometimes we get thrown off, we get a wrench thrown in, and we get thrown off where, why did I let them do that to me? You know? But it's about changing my mindset, because it all starts in our mind. When you lose yourself, or you lose yourself off of that set goal that you have, the rebuilding really isn't physical, it's spiritual. It's digging deep inside yourself and figuring out, how did I get here? I had to heal those parts of me that hurt long before I gained the weight. That's where I've had to go to. I had to forgive myself. I had to rebuild my self-worth. I had to let God teach me how to love that woman He created me to be, honestly. Because I will tell you, there's certain things that I've gone through in my life, and I came out a broken woman, a woman that I really didn't have a lot of self-esteem. My self-esteem was shot. And I'm going to tell you this is honest, true, honestly. I had more self-esteem when I was Big Joe, 525 pounds, than when I came out of certain times in my life, going through a divorce, going through, now being a single mom. When I was going through that and turning into being a single mom, and my whole life was changing, my self-esteem was in the gutter. I had to get to a place where I had to forgive myself, and, for just everything that I had gone through, right? And rebuild my self-worth, and let God teach me how to love myself again. So with that realization, I want to share, when we go through transformations like that, or things that we're going through in life, many people think that the destination is the goal. Let me explain. So we think that, once we lose that weight that we want to weight, and I'm just saying because that was where I started, right? But I always thought that once I lose that weight, once that weight comes off, it's going to be the accomplishment that I need to gain my self-worth. You know where I'm getting at? You would think that once I lost the weight, once I was 525 pounds, I just told you that when I was that weight, I had more self-esteem. But once I got to, I started losing, and I'm not talking about it happened overnight, right? No, not at all. But as I was coming out of a divorce, and I was about 250 pounds at the time, and I felt like I had the worst self-esteem. So it's not about losing the weight. Getting to where you want to be, that's not what's going to give you that self-worth, or that's not what's going to give you that confidence that, I'm healed. You know what I mean? That is not your end game. That's not your end goal. I had to learn that the real journey begins after the transformation. It begins after I get to a place where those goals are met, because those goals continue to get met. Those goals continue to happen. And that's where you face the truth of who you are. I had to stop and ask myself, what got me here in the first place, right? I just shared, I had to ask myself, why did I get to these places? It wasn't just habits. It was heartache. It wasn't just overeating. It was carrying burdens. It was carrying burdens that I had carried from long ago that I had to realize I had to deal with, right? So when I realized that, I understood that the journey wasn't about becoming smaller. It was about becoming whole. See, when I once realized that the end game wasn't just about losing the weight, because I didn't put on that weight just because I was eating. There was a reason why I was eating, right? There's a reason why I was eating. So I was eating for comfort. For me, that's why I was eating. I was eating to mask things that were going on in my life at that time. So if you think about it, if I'm no longer eating to mask those things, and while I'm losing the weight, I'm learning to change and to change that. So I'm now trying to become whole again from what was breaking me to have to eat in the first place. Because I wasn't eating for fuel. I wasn't eating for nutrition. I wasn't eating for those things. I was eating because I was trying to mask and hide. And you're sad and you just go get a bucket of ice cream and you just kind of eat just to try not to think about certain things or cry while you're eating it. Us women, we have certain weird things that we do. But I had to get to a place where, the end game, I had to realize that though. I had to realize, why am I trying? What am I trying to accomplish? Because what am I going to do once I lose that weight? I don't want to put it back on. See, that's what we have. That's what I want to come to you guys and think about. Think about, why am I trying to lose this weight, and what am I going to do after I lose the weight? Because I don't want to put it back on. That's where a lot of yo-yo dieting happens. Because what happens when you lose the weight? You're just going to put it back on. You're just going to go back to your old habits. So while we're going through learning the new habits that we're learning, learn those habits to make them sustainable long term. It's not about just trying to lose the 10 pounds. And I'm just going to say that because for some, they don't have to lose as much as I did. It's not just about losing that weight. Think about what your end game and what you want to accomplish long term after you lose the weight, because you're going to lose it. You got to tell yourself you're going to make these accomplishments. You're going to make the accomplishments that you want to set out to do. So what am I going to do once I reach that goal? Because you don't want to go back to where you were before. Real Odds, thank you so much for being here. I see you in the building. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I want to mention, there's a verse that it's been sitting in my spirit all week, and it's John 5:8-9. Jesus saith unto him, Rise, take up thy bed, and walk. And immediately the man was made whole, and he took up his bed and walked. That was John 5:8-9. And I have a reason that I brought that up. It's been sitting in my spirit all week. Here, this man, okay, he had been lying by the pool of Bethesda for 38 years. Let me share this story with y'all. He had been lying by the pool of Bethesda for 38 years, waiting for someone to move the water, waiting for healing, waiting for someone else to do what only God could do. Okay? When Jesus approached him, he didn't say, I'll do it for you. He said, Rise, take up thy bed, and walk. Hey, Tisharia, thank you so much for being here. So when he said, Rise, take up thy bed and walk, he didn't just say, okay, I'm going to do it for you, right? So that means move first. Before the miracle came, there was a moment of obedience. There was a moment where that man had to act in faith before he saw the result. Is that ringing a bell to y'all? He said that man had to act in faith before he saw a result. And that's what rebuilding confidence is. It's not waiting until you feel ready. It's moving when God says move. It's moving. There's something that I've always stated. I know I wrote it somewhere. Hold on. I've always stated faith without works is dead. That's in the Bible. Faith without works is dead. It's found in the book of James, chapter 2. Specifically James 2:17. It states faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. So this passage uses the analogy of a body without a spirit being dead to illustrate that faith without corresponding actions is lifeless, of no effect, right? So if you don't do something, it's not going to happen. So rebuilding your confidence, it's not waiting until you feel ready. It's moving when God says move. When I asked God to change my life, He didn't just change my body, He challenged my obedience. He told me, get up early, go to the gym, eat better, learn to eat better, learn to work out. These are all the things I had to learn to do because I didn't just immediately know it, right? So it took obedience, it took action to go and learn how to do these things, because I was not someone who grew up knowing these things or practicing these things throughout my life. I had to literally go and make an action plan to go learn to what I'm going to do when I walk in the gym, right? What I'm going to do to be able to eat better. I wasn't taught this growing up. I just ate whatever was there, however much was there, right? I had to learn about nutrition. I had to learn portion sizes and things like that, right? So that is all in obedience. I had to get up early, go to the gym, eat better, speak life over yourself, speak life over myself. I had to forgive, and I had to stay consistent, because God's power, He meets us in our movement. He meets us when we move. He cannot do anything unless we move and we do something. That's when you give Him the ability. It's not that He can't do it, but He wants you to do something for Him to do something in particular. When we pray, sometimes we expect God to do all the work, but God already knows our desires. We don't have to tell Him what we want. He knows already, but He's waiting for us to step up and to be transparent with Him. He's waiting for us to step into what we desire. Faith isn't passive. Faith moves. Faith acts. It's about confidence, rebuilding the same way that we broke ourselves. We have to have confidence in rebuilding what we want in life. You can't pray for confidence and keep quiet, right? You can't just stay quiet and pray for confidence. You have to speak life over yourself. You can't pray for purpose and stay still. You have to walk towards your purpose. That man at the pool, he didn't just believe, he moved. And once he moved, he was made whole. And that's what I had to learn, that I had to step into my goals and what I was seeking to have to be able to become whole, and it be something that was sustainable long term, because I'm still going through the things that I'm trying to learn. So I'm going to give you some positive affirmations for practical use. Okay. Let me, should I go ahead and look at some, Bestie, let's go ahead and look at some. I'm going to pause there real quick before I give my affirmations. I want to see if there's any questions. If there's any questions that or anything that I need to go look at, because I wasn't looking at the chat. Where do I start? Oh, that's good. Not becoming skinny, but becoming whole. Okay. Yeah. Facts, not about getting it off, but keeping it off. I went through that. Exactly. Because, now, I know now, when you even mention that you used to be something, there's people who wouldn't even believe you, because you've kept it off and you've continued this lifestyle. So people wouldn't even know where you came from. If I wasn't sharing my journey, people wouldn't even know. But I see it as our journey in my particular place or life, I believe my journey is my testimony to try to help someone else. That's truly how I feel. So that's why I share, but that's what it's about. You're right. Is there another one, Bestie? Real, how much total did you lose? Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know if he answered. Did he answer? I like that. It's not about becoming smaller. It's about becoming whole. I will use your quote, Joe. I will give you credit. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Joe, that's my problem. I cannot maintain. But you're still learning, Miss Wanda. Let me I don't want you to be negative in anything that you're going through. You literally and I'm gonna give you some things that maybe try to point out for you to help you. I don't know exactly how long it's been, but you just got a trainer. I'm not saying you've never gotten a trainer before. I don't know. I don't know your backstory, right? But right now, what you're going through currently, what I know, you just got a trainer. She's a new trainer. I think she's taught you some things that you've actually never known before. So even if you have had, so I'm just going to mention, even if you have had a trainer before, I know you're learning some new things from this one that you didn't know before. So therefore, even if you have gone through a trainer before, start now and go through what you're going through right now, moving forward, right? So you're going through something really new for yourself right now. I love, love, love that your husband is doing it with you. Small steps. They will be, as long as it's consistent and continues, little by little, he will get so much stronger. And you mentioned earlier in a live that we were in, your live, and you mentioned, the doctor said he wouldn't even walk. Am I correct? He wouldn't even, he would be in a wheelchair if he did get better. Am I correct? I'm not sure the details, but, and look at him, in the gym, doing the workout that he was doing and doing the work. I mean, just when I saw that, because you had shared before that he shouldn't even be where he is today, and just seeing him do that, it just gave me so much joy, just knowing that it's possible. And as long as I used to, and it's really deep for me, y'all. It's really personal for me because I watched my dad just not give up. Okay, I watched my dad give up and he stopped moving. And I'm here to tell you, if you stop moving, you won't be able to move. Your body will rust up in a sense, stiffen up, and you won't be able to move. So as long as you do little movements that you're able to at a time, whatever you're able to, just keep doing it. Okay? Because I've seen what happens if you don't. Let me put it that way, and I'm not going to cry. I am a master at losing weight for some reason. I haven't maintained it. And but you're still learning new things, right? You're still learning new things. You're still, just earlier you were talking about, she was telling you what type of bars were better than others because of the sugar content or whatever type of, because a lot of bars, what I know is a lot of bars are processed. They've got a lot of, you look at the ingredients, notice ingredients and the things that you eat, go look at the ingredients on it. If you've got a lot of ingredients that are just things that you can't even pronounce, then those ingredients are not clean. Okay? But if you pick up an item to eat and you can read every single ingredient and you know what those ingredients are, that's cleaner for you and it's better to process through your body. Those process through your body better and cleaner, and it's better for you. Okay? Keep that little tip in mind. Is there another one that I haven't read, Bestie? Real Odd says, but I had to realize a lot was water weight. Also, so cutting down the sodium helped and less bread and ice cream happened within a year. That's awesome. That's awesome. And I will tell you, I'm still a stickler on not getting enough water. I will go. I mean, and honestly, it's just, it just, it's not something that I think about. So if I don't cautiously think about it, I will go through a whole day without drinking actual water. For real. Like, I will drink everything else but water. And I drink flavored water because that just, it's better, for me to digest or to take in. But even it, but like flavored, like without sugar, but as long as it's flavored. And so like right now I went and I made a whole pitcher of water with cucumbers and lemons, and just let that marinate, and that's what I've been drinking on, because it's flavored in a sense and I'm able to drink it better. But if I do not, gosh, I mean, if I don't make an effort to do that, I will drink a Monster Zero. I will drink my coffee with protein, right? And I'll do that all day long and never get any water. I'm serious. I'm still learning, y'all. I'm telling you, I am not perfect. But yes, and then cutting down the sodium, that is like really important. And I will tell you, like, I do buy like the keto bread or the bread with low carbs and, things like that, low carb tortillas. I'll buy all that. That's not a problem for me. I don't eat like really bad at all. It's the water intake. Okay, is there another one that I missed, Bestie? I lost 70 total and regained 20. That's not bad odds though. That's good though, Hello, just left you a message. Thank you so much for being here. Brooklyn Beauty TV. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. I just seen you recently, right? I've started following you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I really do. I had seen you had left me a message and I started following you back. He wouldn't walk and he wouldn't eat salad foods. Wow. But little by little, Wanda, I'm telling you, I was so excited when I saw him in that short. I think you put out a short, right? That's awesome. Just little at a time. Yes, health is wealth. It really is. It truly is. The real brown. Oh, Miss Nestos, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Especially when you drink the 6 to 8 bottles a day and keep having to use a bathroom. It can be cumbersome. Yes, but you know what, Real? That's what Monsters do to me. Like, I'll drink a Monster and I immediately have to go to the restroom. So it's like, that's so dumb of me, personally, for me. Like, if I'm going to be using the restroom anyway, just drink something that's good for me and that's actually flushing through me, not putting all this caffeine in me just because. Because that's what, if you count that, I was drinking Monsters and coffee, and I'm not drinking decaf unless it's at night, right? If I drink coffee at night, I will drink the decaf. Because I will, like, late at night, if I feel I didn't get all the protein that I need in for the day, I'll drink some decaf and I'll get some more protein in, at the end of my day in case I missed it. But other than that, it's caffeine. But right now I have my water and I have cucumbers with lemon. Fresh too. Fresh. But yeah. Good morning, my dear. This is Helen Akoya. Thank you so much for being here, Helen. I saw you earlier too. Thank you so much. So it must have been nighttime for you when I was earlier. Thank you. I appreciate you, dear. Y'all hit the like button if you haven't already. I just want to mention it. Hit the like button, comment for me, share, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, I don't know why. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. What else have I missed, Bestie? What else have I missed? Thank you so much, y'all. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to take a moment so I could let everyone know that I am paying attention. I came late. It's okay, dear. It's all right. Health is really wealth. It really is. It really is. But let me get back to what I wanted to share some affirmations, some affirmations that I have, that I tell myself, because I'm telling you, this is for me. I just shared with y'all. Sometimes I don't have my water. Y'all need to drink your water. Honestly, I know my bestie would tell me, I drink my water all the time. He always has this big old jug he's drinking out of. Even if he drinks a little bit of alcohol, he drinks his water. Anyway, and I don't learn, y'all. All telling on him. No, but still, he does. He drinks his water, you know? Ugh. Anyway. Sorry. But anyway, so here's the affirmations that I wanted to share with you. Start your day reminding you who you are in Christ. Okay? Say it until you believe it. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. God is not finished with me yet. I am becoming who I was always meant to be. Tell yourself, believe it. Look at yourself in the mirror with purpose. Look at yourself in the mirror, not your flaws, but for faith, not for flaws, not because you want to look at the flaws that you have in yourself, not because I haven't lost the weight that I want to lose, or not because I haven't gotten to where I want to be, but in faith, talk to yourself the way God talks to you, because he loves you unconditionally. Talk to yourself with love, with patience, and with promise, because just keep one step in front of the other and you will get to the things that you want to get to. As long as you continue to do those things. Do the things that bring you peace and joy again. Do those things. Rebuilding your confidence often starts with remembering what lights your spirit. What gives you that joy in your life? What gives you that peace in your life? Do that. Don't forget about that. Even though you're going through things and you're going through and you're trying to learn and you're trying to maneuver through, life, but don't forget that you still have to make it every single day. And you're not going to want to continue every day if you're not walking with that purposeful joy, purposeful peace. Tell yourself what lights my path. And if that for you is being purposeful and telling yourself, I'm going to, believe in myself today because I'm going to get this day, make this day good. And tell yourself, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a good day today. When you feel that tug in your spirit, when you feel that tug, that whether to let go or to forgive, or whether to begin, whether to start again, don't wait. Move in faith. Move, because you know that if you don't move, it won't happen. And here's the other thing. If you give up, your breakthrough could have been right around the corner, and you'll never find out if you give up and you start all over again. You have to start at ground zero again. Just keep going. Even if you don't see it, if you don't see light at the end of the tunnel yet, keep going. And if you do see light at the end of the tunnel, have faith and don't continue to dwell on the dark or on the bad. Have faith and keep looking to the light, because there is light. That's where the miracle begins. That's where the miracle happens. When you look to the light, look to the good, and stop dwelling on the bad and keep moving. That is the main thing. Keep moving. And I just told you why I know what happens if you don't move physically. So much less if you stop moving spiritually, if you stop moving in the things that in your purpose, those things won't happen for you. When I thought I reached the finish line, I thought that, oh, because y'all, I'm currently 170 pounds. So I thought, oh, I got to a place, my goal weight was 175. I lost 350 pounds and that was my goal weight. And I thought that I was at the finish line, but actually I had to learn. Here's the thing. You know, I told y'all when I was eating, I was using it for comfort, right? Well, if now I don't eat the way I used to eat, what am I using for comfort now? That's why, and throughout this time, I've learned that God was my foundation because I seek Him. I seek Him to give me that comfort that I once seeked in the food. And that's where my journey was continuing as I was learning to follow what He had for me and follow His guidance. You know, I hope that makes sense. But He didn't bring me, I knew He had not brought me this far so I could just stop. And what I realized too, it's not about this, it wasn't about getting smaller in a sense. Even, you know, when I got to that goal weight, it was about being stronger in myself, learning to love myself, learning to have that self-esteem. Because I'll tell you, it wasn't about being smaller that gave me the self-esteem at all. And it wasn't finding that self-esteem in someone else. I had to do it for me. I had to love me. And that has been my biggest gripe about people or other people in my whole journey. I try to show other people, don't try to find yourself in someone else or try to gain a relationship with someone else when you don't have a relationship with yourself. It's about learning yourself, loving yourself, finding yourself, because no one else can find you for you. No one else is responsible to teach you how to love you. And if you don't love you, then you can't accept love from others. They can't do anything for you. It's not their responsibility to love you or to heal you. It's about healing your mind that once hurt you. It's about healing. It's in your mind. And the things that hurt you or the things that hurt me, it's about healing the mind that once hurt me. Because I allowed things to pass through me. And I hope that makes sense. Every day, I mean, still today, every single day, I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still being refined. And what is that saying? When you go through the fire, that's where you're refined. So I don't, you know, some people think that, oh, I just have to get past this and I'm not going to go through anything anymore. That's not true. Life will still keep lifing. Life will still keep lifing. Whatever we go through, it's not going to end. We're still keep going through things in life. That's what life's journey is about. It's about going through things and learning in those things. See, we learn from the things that we go through. So it doesn't mean that life ever gets easy because as a Christian and I follow God, He didn't say He's going to make life easy for me. He said, in the valley, I'm going to be with you. So it's we are refined when we go through that fire. We are refined when we go through the things that we go through in life. Philippians 1:6, the verse that I started out with, it reminds me God doesn't halfway do anything. If he began a good work in me, he will perform it. And that's what I bank on. That's what I have to continue to remind myself about. And that's why I wanted to talk about this, because I have to continue to remind myself, regardless of what you're going through, Joe, whatever you are going through listening to me, as long as he began a good work in you, he will perform it. It will come to pass. Okay? So tonight, I want you to take away this. Rebuilding from within requires faith. It requires obedience, and it requires consistency. God will not do for us what he's already equipped us to do for ourselves. But when we step in faith, he multiplies what we give. If you've been feeling stuck tonight, I want you to hear this. God is saying, rise, take up your bed, and walk. Move, pray, heal, forgive, and watch him make you whole. And I hope that resonates with you, and I hope you take that with you. Confidence isn't about being fearless. It's about being faithful. Every step you take, it's a declaration. I trust you, Lord. I trust you. Just keep going one step at a time. Don't give up, and keep moving towards what you want to see. That is what I want to make sure that I share with you, because I need to remember that. Thank you so much for being here, sis. I appreciate it. Disrupt and Discuss podcast. Thank you so much. Is there anything else I missed, bestie? Did you want to come up, by the way? I don't know if you do. You don't have to. You want to come up? Hey, say hi to my executive producer for the night. He's got the bells and whistles in the background, and he's been highlighting and, doing all of that. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate it.
There's a couple comments that
Did I miss?
Right here, real.
Especially, I drank. I
You got it? Okay.
I read that one earlier.
Send them
Good
with
night.
bed.
Oh, good night. Then I think she went to bed. Great live. We'll replay once I miss what I missed. Thank you so much. The darkest hour is just before the breaking of dawn. You are right. You are right. But there is joy in the morning. This is an amazing stream. Thank you, Helen. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Is that it?
I think that's it. You said hello to sis.
Hey, Nora. Thank you so much for being here, Nora. If you didn't catch it, catch the replay. I appreciate you stopping in. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the like button. The Stock Explorer, that's Nora, y'all. She is Nora. A stock explorer and trades and everything. You could learn some things from her. Thank you so much for being here. But I hope it made sense. Do you think it made sense? I really needed it.
Yeah, because I think that a lot of the times when we make lives, you're just like me. You're making lives because of stuff that you've gone through, and it's not that you're trying to. Of course, you're making lives to encourage people, but it's what you've gone through. And whenever you have something that you want to share with people, you're preaching to yourself. You're talking to yourself.
And you knew that.
Yeah.
I knew you knew that.
So what I wanted to say was you gave a lot of encouragement, like to Miss Wanda. I want to say Miss Wanda is doing a heck of a good job with her fitness journey, and so it's really even small steps are steps in the right direction. You know what I mean? And so we get so caught up in wanting to get to a certain destination or getting to lose weight. Um, and in this day and age, we want to get rich quick scheme. We want to lose weight quick scheme, but uh, slow and steady progress is still progress. So it's one of those things where people have to, you have to trust the process, and you got to keep going. And you got to look at the end goal. So I'm glad that you gave uh, Wanda the encouragement, because it's great to see her. Every time she comes across my feed, I try to, you know, uh, go and and just watch her. You know what I'm saying? So I love whenever she's trying. You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about.
Especially because, like I mentioned, like even like what are you going to do after you do it, right? And
Right.
because it's a lifestyle. I mean, it's a lifetime thing, because you don't want to go back to where you were before. So right now, because I hear her always talking about like learning things to eat, better things to eat, and things like that. Like I thought I was eating, and because she shares her lives daily, and she talks about foods that she's learning to eat. And
Mm.
so it's like, I thought this was good, but it's really not. I need to change to this type. And that's why I mentioned, like when Wanda, when she mentions the different types of, say, yogurt to eat, if you look at the ingredients that one yogurt has over the other one, you'll understand better why she's suggesting this one over that one.
Yep.
One of them has cleaner ingredients, things like that.
Yep.
And those things you learn as you're learning, and that's the whole thing. Like it's not about going, oh, she said to eat this, but learn why she said it, and that way you can continue those things long term.
Right.
It's not like I'm not eating it. So in other words, changing the mindset of I'm not going to eat this now because I want to lose weight, but it's not good for you. If you were to go back to it later, it wouldn't be good for you, right? So it's something that you're learning to change and make it a lifestyle, you
Right.
know?
That's what it's all about. Making
So
it. So I hate when people say I'm on a diet. You know, because if you have
exactly.
that mindset, then a diet automatically puts you in the mindset that you're made to do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to go into the mindset. I get to make myself better. I get to make myself better because a lot of people don't have that opportunity that you have. I'm sure that a lot of people are looking down, or they look at you while here on earth, and I'm like, man, I wish I could have that opportunity, but I squandered it. You know what I mean? But you can't look at things as a chore. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you do to help yourself in health and wellness, you get to do that. You're making yourself be better. You know what I mean? Uh, if you can't lift 50 pounds, then deal with that 50 pounds until you get to 60 pounds. You know what I mean? But you keep doing what you can do. You know what I mean? You can't compare yourself to other people. You know what I mean? Just like you were saying just a while ago, um, you were what, 350, right? 350?
No, I lost 350. I was
You lost
525.
you was 525, but you lost 350. So a lot of people are not going to be, don't know what it's like you were saying, to be over 500 pounds. A lot of people have in their mindset, I just got to lose, 10 pounds to get in this certain outfit, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Or the doctor says I need to lose such and such to get that off my heart, blah, blah, blah. And they don't realize that it takes baby steps. You know what I'm saying? So you can't,
Even that.
right. So you can't compare yourself. Everybody's different, but each step that's going in the right direction is that's progress. So
The reason also that I thought about doing this conversation, I was actually talking to another lady who she used to be 400 plus pounds, lost a lot of weight too. We
yeah,
both have gone through that excessive weight loss, right?
yeah,
And today she is very, very small. She's going through She had a lot of excess skin. She's been going through those transformations of her skin removal, things like that, things that I've gone through also.
Yep.
And she was talking about it like, even having gone through those changes, it's like she's still trying to find her peace today.
Yep.
You know, she's trying to find that. She went through different changes in her life also, but she's trying to find that peace and love for herself today. Like there's this visual picture that I've always seen where there's a woman and she's got all this weight around her and she's kind of just chiseling the weight off of herself. And that's in a sense what you're doing to yourself when you are losing weight, but you're really what that visual for me is healing. So when you see me and the transformation that you see in that's why I like to play my video where it shows my before and after pictures and different stages of my weight loss. For me, it was about healing.
Yeah.
It was about the different changes that I was going through in life and the healing for me. That is what that represents for me. It doesn't represent, yes, it represents healing for me. It's not about vanity. It's not about what I look like and trying to look better, because I mentioned my self-esteem was better. I thought, I thought better of myself when I was Big Joe.
Yeah.
It's not about what you look like. It's about what you feel about yourself. It's about how you feel about yourself. So changing yourself and meeting these goals for yourself, you won't be whole until you learn to be whole, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So that's why I wanted to talk about this,
I think Senna asked a question and you answered it right then and there. Senna asked the question, then you answered it through the live. She asked the question of why you had way
low self-esteem.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good point. Yeah. So
I wanted to just thank you all for being here, being part of this. Is episode 13, y'all. These are transparent talks. They take a lot out of me because I am being very transparent about myself. I was talking to Bestie before, and I was telling him, like, I get so nervous, and I get more nervous about these, but because I'm kind of shedding a part of me, I'm kind of sharing a part of me that I don't normally share, right? And so that's why it's real deep for me, and it's real, I don't know, it's like even right now, like I feel lighter. I don't know how to explain that, but I literally feel lighter having released. I mean, and I tell Bestie all the time, man, I can't keep things in. I can't. I can't. I'm not one that I'm going to get on, I'm going to I can't keep it in. I have to release it. I have to speak it. I have to, and that's why I said, speak life. I have to do those things. I have to just let it out and get it off of me. And because as I'm releasing it and I'm speaking it out loud, that's why I want to do it this way, because maybe I can help someone else along the way too. Someone else may have needed to hear it too. So if this message touched you, share it with someone who needs a reminder that rebuilding starts on the inside. It really does start on the inside. And I hope it resonated with you. And I thank everyone for being here. I want to thank Lisa J. Stocks for being here. I was writing down names. I hope I didn't miss anybody, but Kevin, my bestie, of course, my executive producer, thank you so much for being here. Chip Low 75. Gorilla came in. Scorpio Mama came in. Cinna, Miss Wanda. I said what I said was here. Tasharia, Life with Tasharia. Nora, thank you so much. Ms. Nestos. Did I miss anybody? I think, oh, Ms. Helen Akoya, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. If I missed anybody, oh, Disrupt and Discuss. Yeah, that's Nora,
It's Nora.
the Stock Explorer. Ms. Nestos. Oh, Real Odds. I can't forget Real. Thank you so much for being here, Real, and talking with me. Thank you so much and sharing. Somebody was asking how much he lost. I don't think he shared, but it's okay.
I think he said 70 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I think that was Miss Wanda. She lost 70 and gained 20. No. Brooklyn Beauty TV, thank you so much for being here, dear. I appreciate you. She's a new follower. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And if you were listening in the bushes, you can go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. But thank you so much. Keep pushing through with me. We are stronger together. Trust and believe.